Some of the deepest wounds leave no scars at all. You carry them in silence. You live through them quietly, but they shape everything. If you've ever felt hurt in ways no one else could see, this is for you. Hi, I'm Kai. Welcome to episode 2 of Healing and Emotional Recovery. Across America in apartments, in Chicago, on long commutes in New York City, in quiet homes in Seattle, and under the warm skies of Austin, people carry invisible emotional wounds that affect their entire lives. Not because they're weak, but because they're human. Today, we're going to talk about those hidden hurts, the ones that never made it into words, the ones you learned to carry quietly, the ones that shaped you without your permission. And most importantly, we'll talk about how to begin healing them with gentleness and compassion. So what are invisible wounds? They're emotional experiences that shaped you, even though no one else noticed. They can come from growing up feeling unseen, or always being the strong one for everyone else. They can be disappointment that never had space to be expressed, emotional neglect, or the hurt from a relationship. It could be from being misunderstood, constant self-pressure, or just feeling utterly alone in your struggles. These are the moments where life simply overwhelmed you. Invisible wounds don't show up on your skin. They show up in your habits, your reactions, and your self-belief. A few years ago, I was sitting alone in a small park in Seattle, late in the evening. The city lights were soft, cars were passing, and I felt this heavy tightness in my chest. Nothing dramatic had happened that day, but I felt tired in a way that sleep couldn't fix. And then it hit me. I wasn't tired from life. I was tired from carrying pain I never named. From that moment, everything began to change. Invisible wounds don't shout. They whisper. They might appear as an overreaction to something small, not because you're dramatic, but because a part of you feels unprotected. Maybe you struggle with trust, not because you're cold, but because you've been disappointed before. It could be that constant feeling of being unworthy or not enough, which are just old emotional echoes shaping your beliefs today. Or perhaps you find it difficult to ask for help because you learned early on to survive alone. Maybe you feel drained around others because you've been carrying so much emotional weight for years. Sometimes it shows up as numbness, a feeling of nothing, which is the brain's way of trying to protect you. Your reactions aren't flaws. They're signals. Healing these wounds starts with compassion, not pressure. Here are 4 gentle truths to begin. Truth number 1. Your pain is real, even if others don't understand it. You don't need anyone's permission to feel hurt. Truth number 2. You survived the best way you knew how. Your old coping patterns were a form of intelligence, not weakness. Truth number 3. You can unlearn what wounded you. You are not your past. And finally, truth number 4. You don't need to earn healing. You deserve it simply because you're human. So where do we start? Here's a soft, safe framework. The first step is to slow down enough to notice yourself. Invisible wounds reveal themselves when life gets quiet. Try a 5-minute walk, or just sit with a warm drink, or breathe by a window. Your emotions will surface when they finally feel safe. Step 2 is to name the wound gently. You don't have to force the full story, just the feeling. I felt unseen. I felt unsupported. I felt dismissed. I felt alone. Naming the wound gives it a brand. Wounds need to breathe to heal. Step 3 is to validate your younger self. Say to that part of you, you didn't deserve that. You did the best you could. I'm here for you now. This reconnects you with your own compassion. Step 4 is to create one small boundary. Invisible wounds often come from overgiving. Protect your heart with one small boundary. Say not today. Take a break. Log off social media early. Stop explaining yourself. Reduce one obligation. Boundaries are like emotional bandages. And step 5 is to do something that makes you feel alive again. Healing needs light soft, gentle light. Walk outside and feel the Chicago wind, or breathe in the Austin sunshine. Watch the Seattle rain from a window, or sit by the Hudson River in New York. Let the world remind you that you're a steelery. One afternoon in New York City, I watched a woman sitting alone on a bench near Bryant Park. People were rushing by, phones out, coffee in hand, lost in the city's rhythm, but she was still, completely still. You could just feel she was carrying something heavy. Not loud, not obvious, just heavy. And I realized, most people you meet are fighting silent battles you know nothing about. That realization made me gentler to others and to myself. How do you know you're healing? You might notice you pause instead of reacting. You become more aware of your triggers. You start craving quiet. You're kinder with yourself. You're less afraid to set boundaries. You allow feelings to surface. You're becoming more honest with yourself. Healing begins long before you notice it. Here's what you need to hear today. You're not dramatic. You're not weak. You're not too sensitive. You're not imagining things. Your invisible wounds are real. Your healing matters. Your heart deserves safety. Your voice deserves space. Your emotions deserve compassion. And you exactly as you are worthy of healing. You aren't difficult. You are wounded. And wounds can heal. For your action challenge, choose just one gentle step today. Name a hurt softly. Lighten one responsibility. Create one small boundary. Sit in silence for 1 minute. Speak one sentence of kindness to yourself. Take one healing breath. Small steps heal deep wounds. If this episode made you feel seen, share it with someone who carries their own invisible weight. And if you're ready to continue healing with calmness, compassion, and steady guidance, subscribe to Inspire Change today. This is episode 2 of Healing and Emotional Recovery. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and walk with Machias. We continue tending to the heart with gentleness and honesty. What's invisible can still be healed, and you're already on your way.